from Wayside School by Lewis Sacker. Well, in this funny book, you will get to know the 28 kids, 2 teachers, a ghost, and a dead rat. Yep. Individual mini story about every single one of these characters, usually trying to solve some kind of silly problem in the backwards world of Wayside. Through these 30 stories, we will get to know all the problems of Wayside School and learn that even though their problems may be ridiculous, they're not all that different from normal kids after all. Today, we will be performing the first chapter of the book, so you will get to know the meanest teacher in the school, Mrs. Gore. Now, Mrs. Ito will read to you an introduction, so you will get to know the idea of what kind of crazy school this really is.
This book contains 30 stories about children and teachers at Wayside School. But before we get to them, there is something you ought to know so that you don't get confused. Wayside School was accidentally built sideways. It was supposed to be 1 story high with 30 classrooms all in a row. Instead, it is 30 stories high with 1 classroom on each story. The builder said he was very sorry. The children at Wayside like having a sideways school. They have an extra large playground. The children and teachers described in this book all go to class on the top floor. So there are 30 stories from the 30th story of Wayside School. It has been said that these stories are strange and silly. That is probably true. However, when I told the stories about you to those children at Wayside, they thought you were strange and silly. That is probably true too.
Hey, you guys ready to hear chapter 1? We're going to act it out for you. But take a look at our classroom up here. We have Todd. Todd, can you wave hi to everyone? There's Todd. Nancy. Everybody say hi to Nancy. Then we've got Joe. John. There's Kathy. Everybody say hi to Kathy. Oh, wait. I found another one. There's Lewis. Say hi to Lewis. And last but not least, you've probably seen this lady up here. It's Princess Gore. Here we go. Had a long tongue and pointed ears. She was the meanest teacher in Wayside School. She taught her class on the 30th floor.
If you children are bad, I will stick out my tongue, wiggle my ears, and turn you into apples.
Mrs. Gore didn't like children, but she loved apples. Joe couldn't add. He couldn't even count, but he knew that if he answered a problem wrong, he would be turned into an apple. So he copied from John. He didn't like to cheat, but Mrs. Gorf had never taught him how to add. One day, Mrs. Gorf caught Joe copying John's paper.
There is no copying here! Wiggle my ears and stick out my tongue, and I will turn you into an apple. And John, I will turn you into an apple for letting Joe cheat. Hey! That isn't fair! John was not trying to help us.
Mrs. Gorf wiggled her ears. First her right arm, then her left. She stuck out her tongue and turned Todd, Joe, and John all into apples.
Does anyone have an opinion? Me?
For the rest of the day, the children were absolutely sweet. And when they went home, they were too scared even to talk to their parents. But Joe, John, and Todd couldn't go home. Mrs. Gorf just left them on her desk. They were able to talk to each other, but they didn't have much to say. Their parents were very worried. They didn't know where their children were, and nobody seemed to know. The next day, Kathy was late for school. As soon as she walked in, Mrs. Gorf turned her into an apple. All the students were turned into apples.
Terrence, for falling out of his chair. Mauricia, for trying to run away. The three Erics for laughing.
Mrs. Gorf had a dozen apples on her desk. Joe, John, Todd, Stephen, Kathy, Paul, Nancy, Terrence, Mauricia, and the three Erics. Eric Fry, Eric Bacon, and Eric Ovens. Lewis, the art teacher, walked into the classroom. He had missed the children at recess. He had heard that Mrs. Gorf was a mean teacher, so he came up to investigate. He saw the 12 apples on Mrs. Gorf's desk.
I must be wrong. Mrs. Gorf must be such a great teacher if all the children bring her these apples. She must be the best teacher in the world.
By the end of the week, all of the children were apples. Mrs. Gorf was very happy.
Now, I can go home. I don't need to teach anymore. And I won't have to walk up the 30 flights of stairs ever again.
Mrs. Gorf had no choice. She stuck out her tongue, wiggled her ears, this time her left one first, then her right, and she turned the apples back into children.
All right, let's do it.
No! I will turn you all back into apples!
She wiggled her ears, first her right one, then her left, and stuck out her tongue. But Joe held up a mirror, and Mrs. Gorf turned herself into an apple. The children didn't know what to do. They didn't have a teacher. Even though Mrs. Gorf was mean, they didn't think it was right to leave her as an apple. But none of them knew how to wiggle their ears.
Where's Mrs. Gorf?
shirt at 8